What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So the last time we had the super cheap turbo Civic out, we got our new set of clean injection 1500cc injectors installed, took the car out, made a few boost runs, and I ran out of time to start turning the boost up. So today we're going to take this thing back out, turn the boost up as far as I'm willing to go on pump gas before we start getting this thing ready to be switched over to E85. So let's get through the intro and jump right into today's video. Now that we've gotten through the intro, let's get this thing fired up and go take it for a ride. So the first thing that we're going to do is run it on the boost level that we're at right now. We'll see where it stands. I've been driving this thing a whole bunch lately, basically put it in daily duty since diesel's $5.77 a gallon here. So I've been driving this thing a whole bunch, and we've got the daily driver aspect or the drivability of it pretty lined out. A whole bunch of zeros and ones, a couple twos in there, but really close. So we're going to take this thing out, turn the boost up a little bit and see what it does. But like I said, we're going to start off with the boost right where it's at, and then we'll slowly up it from there. So let's get it fired up, get some heat in it, and go take it for a ride. All right, let's take this thing down the road and see how it does. I've been daily driving the crap out of this thing ever since we put our built D16 in here, and I have to say it's been holding up pretty good, knock on wood. It's been a pretty good running little car. So let's go ahead and take it for a rip and see how it does. It runs really good, it drives really good for how beefy of a clutch it is, but the only thing I will say is fourth gear in this car has been giving me issue for quite some time. It does grind going into third, actually not fourth, when you're wide open throttle, so kind of have to be careful with it around there sometimes, but other than that, it's been a pretty good little car. Looked a little all over the place, but we'll have to go ahead and take a look at that log quick and go from there. Maybe turn it up if everything looks good. Let's go ahead and shut it down for a minute. We'll take a look at this log and go from there. I wanted to come up with a fun way for you guys to get involved and become a part of the build, so we decided that we're going to open up channel memberships. Now, if you want to help support the channel and help support the build, you can hop over there and pick a tier. This cabinet is in the background of almost every video, especially the big block build. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, hop over there, pick your tier, and help support the Bought to Build YouTube channel. So everything on that log looked really good. We made about 17.5 pounds of boost. So I'm going to go ahead and up the duty cycle a little bit. We were at 49%. We're going to go to 55% and see what it makes for boost there and see if it's still close. Didn't want to save my boost control change for some reason. Got that flashed. I only have quick spool set to 5 PSI just because I don't want to overshoot or anything. So let's go ahead and try it again and see what it does. How much boost that was. I guess probably around 20 because it was screaming. But as you guys can see, going into third, this thing is just absolutely smoked. The synchros are gone. It grinds really bad. I tried to rev it out in second gear closer to where our actual like rev limit is, because I always short shift it, and when I run it out that far or push this thing that hard, it just grinds really bad going into third gear. It's like there's just nothing there. So we need to try to find a transmission for this thing. I've been using it for now just to learn to tune, and daily driving it, it doesn't grind. It only grinds when you're at like a high RPM trying to go in. So other than that though, everything looked really good. The AFR was right around 11.2, 11.3, almost solid the whole way. So that's absolutely awesome. It's a little bit on the fat side, but other than that, this thing pulled really, really good. AFR looked extremely close. It was a tiny bit fat at 11.2, 11.3, but I'd much rather have it on the fat side than on the lean side. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this log real quick. If everything looks good, we'll turn the boost up a little bit more. We definitely hit boost cut on that one, guys. I completely forgot to move it up out of our way when I just turned the boost up. So when we take a look at this log, we'll see how much boost it made and then bump that boost cut right up out of our way for now. As you guys can see, driving it normal, like daily driving it, it goes into third just fine with no issue. The spot that we see an issue is when we're wide open throttle trying to go into third. That's when the synchros really come into play and they're absolutely smoked. Kind of annoying, but we're gonna have to try to track down a transmission for this thing so that we can actually go through the gears without having to worry about missing or grinding third every time. Now that we've got Hondata opened up here, let's go ahead and take a look. As you guys can see, our boost cut hot was set at 22 PSI. So that's probably exactly what happened there. We hit our boost cut. So let's go ahead and change that to 28 PSI. Should bump it out of the way for us so we have a little bit of room. Now that we've got our boost cut moved up out of our way, let's take a look at our graph real quick. I already went ahead and cut this down a little bit. So we'll take a look at our first log. As we can see here, we got into throttle. 5 PSI is where I had our quick spool set up at. So at 5 PSI, went back to normal duty cycle instead of holding the gate pinned. And then AFR on here seems like it was a little bit all over the place, but when watching my gauge, it was right on the money. Maybe a touch rich, like 11.2, 11.3, but I can deal with it a little bit rich. So then as we come through the run here, 14 PSI, 15, 17, almost 18 PSI at 7,200 RPM. Injector duty cycle is only at 39%. Keep in mind, we have the clean injection 1500 cc injectors in here, and these things aren't even breaking a sweat yet. They have been absolutely phenomenal so far, and I can't wait to get this thing on E85 so those things can really shine. But as you guys can see, we made right about 18 PSI at redline at 7,200. VTEC came on and everything. AFR looked decent. Like I said, in the log for some reason, it looks like the AFR was a little bit all over the place, but looking at the gauge itself, it stayed pretty steady. So I'm not sure what the inconsistency is there. So on the second run here, you guys seen we struggled getting it into third. So you can see right over here, there's a big dip. That was how long it took me to go from second to third because this thing was grinding really bad. Once again, that transmission is pretty well smoked as far as the third gear synchros go. So I'd either like to pull it out, rebuild it, and put some fresh synchros in it, or maybe just find another transmission for this thing. We'd love to put an LSD in it, but not sure if it's in the budget for this car yet. So if we look at our log here, we floor it somewhere in here. And as you can see, instantly started making some boost. Quick spool turned off at 5 PSI once again. So at 4,500, we are at 6.5 pounds of boost. Our IATs started out at 94.5, and they're down to about 93.5. And then we've got 15.5 pounds of boost right there at 6,600. And then right before the shift, so at 7,200 RPM, we were at 18 pounds of boost, and duty cycle was only at 39% once again. So then we struggled with the shift, finally got it into third, and we're able to get back at it. And once again, quick spool engaged, shut off at 5 PSI. Our VTEC came on. Everything seems to be working as it should. Now our AFR, once again, still looks like it's all over the place, but watching the gauge and looking at the video, AFR seemed pretty solid, so I'm not sure why it's doing that in the log here. Then as we come out to 7,000 RPM, we're at 20.5 PSI. And then this one I ran out pretty decently far. We ran it to 7,500 RPM. And as you guys can see, we were at 20.8 PSI at 54% duty cycle. Our injectors are only at 43%. So we've got a ton of room to go there, and our IATs are at 93, and we started the pull at 94. So they actually came down a degree and then just leveled off. So everything's looking really good. I'm still not sure, like I said, about that AFR. It's been like that a long time. It fluctuates in the log for some reason, but when you're actually driving the car, it seems to be right on the money. Like I said, that was at 54% duty cycle. In here under boost control, instead of 54, let's bump that up to 58. So once we get to that 50, 55 mark, our boost control seems to make a big swing. When you make a change, it seems to make a lot more boost. So we're gonna take little jumps at it here. Then we can come down here to the bottom under quick spool. I'm not gonna get super particular with it right now. If you guys wanna see boost by gear and all that type of stuff, I have a whole video dedicated to that. But for now, we're gonna leave first and second gear at 5 PSI. And then for third through fifth, I'm gonna go ahead and change all of those. And we're gonna set that at 10 PSI. Since we know we're gonna make 18 or more, we can safely set that at 10 PSI, get us spooled up that much quicker. So we went ahead and made a couple changes there. Fueling looked really good, so I don't really think I need to mess with anything there. We'll go make another run with it and see what it makes for boost. So let's go see how much boost it makes on 58% duty cycle. Like it went a little bit fat on that one, so I'll have to take a look at the log real quick and make a couple little tweaks. But it did pull really hard, and it was about to make a ton of boost. I could feel it. Sadly, we had some room constraints on my private course here today. It's a little bit busy on this track, so we'll have to go ahead and take a look at that log real quick and try it again. So I just took a quick look at that log, and it looks like we made about 22 pounds of boost. Now, it did look like it was really fat leading up to that, but I don't want to make any huge changes right now because the last couple pulls we made, everything was really close. So not sure why it was so fat on that one, but I do want to just make another one and back it up before I go pulling a bunch of fuel out. So let's go make another one and see what we've got. That's why I didn't want to make a huge change as far as the fueling goes, because that one looked like it was really close. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that log. It was definitely making more boost because this thing was absolutely flying. So let's take a look at that log and go from there. I need a 160 degree thermostat for the ProCharge GTO. It's been running a little bit hotter than we'd like, so while we're out, we're gonna stop and grab one of those, and then we'll take a look at this log and get back at it. So I just took a look at our log, and it looks like we made about 24 pounds of boost, and it was pulling really strong. Now the AFR seemed a little bit fat getting up to that point, so I trimmed a little bit out down low, and then once we got to 24 pounds of boost, the AFR seemed pretty close. Once we get into the higher boost numbers, I like to run it a little bit on the rich side anyways, but it was definitely a little bit too rich leading up to it. So I went ahead, made some changes in there, cleaned it up a little bit, and we're gonna go try it again. This thing was absolutely flying, guys. It was right about 24, 25 pounds of boost, which seems to be this car's happy spot. And honestly, that's where I like to run it, because at 24, 25 pounds, this thing absolutely flies, but it's also not on the ragged edge. Now, 25 pounds is still a little bit pushing it for what I'd like to see on pump gas. And keep in mind, we were not spraying any methanol today, so that was just straight pump 93, which personally, a little bit risky, especially if you get bad 93 or a crappy pump or something like that. So the whole reason Clean Injection sent us these 1500cc injectors were so that we could run it on E85, which is exactly what the plan is. But we had a couple little issues, and I think, knock on wood, I think we have that figured out now. So I'm hoping that real soon here we can get a flex fuel sensor on this thing, get some E85 in it, and take this thing out and make some boost. But let's head back to the house. We'll take a look at that log real quick and go from there. All right, guys, so as you've seen, we took the Turbo Civic out, we made some pulls, and I pushed it about as far as I want to go, being on strictly pump 93. Now, we do have a methanol kit on the car, but I didn't want to spray it today because we're trying to build up a good base on 93 so that when we switch over to E85, we have something good to work off of. So running strictly pump 93, 25 pounds of boost is about as far as I wanted to push it. But once we get this thing on E85, we'll be able to start leaning on these Clean Injection 1500cc injectors. Now, like I said, I do already have the flex fuel sensor. We have a Walbro 450 in-tank pump. We have an Evil Energy fuel pressure regulator, all PTFE lines, and of course our Clean Injection 1500cc injectors. Now, I do have the flex fuel sensor, but I am still trying to track down a replacement tank. Now, I know I can buy one new, but I'm trying to find one local because the tank on the car, the person that owned the car before us either jacked it up by the tank or it slid off jacks and crushed the tank, because it'll run out of fuel and only accept about 6.5 gallons, which isn't that big of a deal. We could just keep adding E85 to that. But if we do that, it's going to take a while for that E85 to blend in there and actually get our content up. So like I said, I'd really like to track down a replacement tank so that we can just dump E85 in there and be good to go. Now, like I said, if you guys want to get your own set of Clean Injection injectors, make sure to check out the description below. There's a couple discount codes down there that can save you guys some money on your order. As always, I appreciate you for checking out the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and check us out on all of our other social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, and Bought to Build Official on Instagram. And we will catch you on the next one. Bye.